Welcome to the Word on Wednesday. This is your midweek online Bible study and devotion at Mackville Christian Church for June 17th, 2026. Summer will officially be with us Sunday. Now, I get it. Last week it was unbearably hot and humid. And so conditions like that were just shouting, no, summer's already here. But according to the calendar, we're still in spring. Even though school has been out a couple of weeks already, Camp Calvary's now in its third week of operation this summer. There's been multiple sessions each week. Some of you may have already taken your vacation, but the calendar says that the summer solstice, that's the time in which the northern hemisphere tilts closest to the sun, that it'll happen sometime Sunday morning while it's still dark outside. Folks, I'm not going to get up to watch it in. But according to what I read, it'll happen around 4 o'clock Sunday morning. What I can tell you is that it's the longest day of the year. Sunday will be the longest day of the year. And it's a great, great time. I love summer. It's my favorite season of the year. I like the long days. I love baseball. I love to watch baseball. And those are reasons I just love to have summer around. But within a few weeks, you're going to start noticing that every day it's going to be about a minute or two shorter as we head toward the winter solstice in December, which will be the shortest day. But this summer is actually something very special in the history of our nation. It'll be our 250th birthday as a nation, the United States. Now, there are many countries in the world that are older than the United States of America. But according to the website oldest.org, the United States is the oldest democracy, 26 years older than Norway. And that, my friends, is reason to celebrate, because when this country was formed in 1776, it was considered an experiment in self-government. And many in the world figured it was not going to last. It could not last. And folks, there have been times that we've had problems. There's been many problems in the history of our nation. You got to realize that less than 90 years into the life of our nation, it was fractured, so we had a great civil war, and some didn't think that the nation was going to survive that. But through it all, men of great courage stepped forward. I think of men like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, Dwight D. Eisenhower, and many others. They stepped forward to lead in difficult times. Now, folks, this country was built on biblical principles. Many will argue it wasn't. I don't believe that. Because when you read the Constitution, you read that, you see the reference to our Creator. You see the laws of our land. They reflect many of the biblical values. But over 250 years, there have been men and women who have stepped forward, and they had great courage. Great courage. And that's how we have to be in God's church, to be strong and courageous, just like God told Joshua, just like Moses charged him last week in Deuteronomy 34. Joshua, in Joshua chapter 1, we are told we read that he was told to be strong and courageous. Now, folks, it's easy in the summertime, anytime really, it's easy to forget our commitment to the Lord, and we can do so without even realizing that. We cherish those opportunities to slow down. We cherish those opportunities to get away for a day or for a week or even a weekend. And those getaways can be very, very refreshing. But it can also be times that we can let others lead us away from the Lord. It can be a lifestyle choice. Perhaps drinking socially or being a party animal during this time that we think it's just time to sit back and relax. If you have kids that participate in youth sports or other activities, there can be pressure to put all of your time and your money into that sport or activity. There can be a temptation to neglect worship. After all, you work hard, the world says. You need a break at times. And I've never understood, though, why many people seem to think that Sunday is the only time that they can get together. So they'll schedule time at the lake or time with family on Sundays and neglecting worship. We need to be people that stand for the Lord. Be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous for Him. I think about the history of Mackville Christian Church. We have a great day planned for August the 16th. 200 years. 200 years of ministry. But I don't know who they were, but I can tell you that somewhere along the line in 1826, there were some men that were being strong and courageous to start what we now know as Mackville Christian Church. Throughout the history of this church, there's been people who stood and led because they took seriously that God said, be strong and courageous. That's what we see God telling Joshua. In Joshua chapter 1, look at verses 1 and 2. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land that I am giving to them, to the people of Israel. Then you go down to verses 5 through 7. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life, just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, being careful to do according to all the law that Moses, my servant, commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. And then in verse 9, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. God was telling Joshua in no uncertain terms, I know you've got what it takes. Be strong and courageous. And then look what the people told Joshua in Joshua 1:16 and following. And they answered Joshua, all that you have commanded us, we will do, and wherever you send us, we will go. Just as we obeyed Moses in all things, so we will obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your commandment and disobeys your words, whatever you command him shall be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. You see, God knew that Joshua had what it took to complete the task before him. Verses 5 through 7, he said, be strong and courageous. Then in verse 18, the people said the very same thing. He said, we're going to follow you. We want you to be strong and courageous. I believe that God calls us to be the very same today. We need to courageously stand up for him. We live in a society that wants to ridicule God and his laws. I think about one of the big sports stories that came out last week. You know, many of your baseball teams, Major League Baseball teams, have what they call Pride Night. And several members of the San Francisco Giants refused to participate. Oh yeah, they did wear the caps, but instead of wearing the caps to celebrate Pride Night, they wrote Bible verses on them. So this is what the rainbow really means. And others have done that. And of course they've been ridiculed, and now they've got out a warning they can't do that anymore. Be strong and courageous. It might be something in your life that you need to stand up about. Maybe a sin in your life. I don't know what it might be. But God says, be strong and courageous. Stand up. Stand up for Him. Perhaps you need to confront that sin in your life or in your family. Be strong and courageous. And remember the words that Paul said to Timothy, who was pastoring a church there in Ephesus, a very wicked city. Listen to what Paul said to Timothy in 2 Timothy 1:7. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. And I think about what John said in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 4, when he says, little children, you are from God and have overcome them. For He who is in you is greater than he that is in the world. Be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous, Mackville. I love you very much, and I'll see you Sunday. Take care and have a great week.